This is what any cheese lovers love. Mm. 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 Hi and welcome to Vincenzo's Plate. Today we're making an easy and quick recipe. Pesto cheese twists, also known as cheese sticks. Now, this recipe is perfect for any time of the day, especially when you have friends coming over for an aperitivo, for a dinner party. It's nice, filling, and like I said, it's very easy. Now, we need to get a nice puff pastry, and I want to put it on top of baking paper, so that way it doesn't stick to the chopping board. And then I want to put extra virgin olive oil on top. And we spread the extra virgin olive oil everywhere. Some people like to use egg wash. I just prefer extra virgin olive oil because it gives a better flavor. Now we also get another piece of puff pastry, and we do the same thing. We put extra virgin olive oil on top, and we use the brush to spread the extra virgin olive oil everywhere. Now we're starting to add flavors into these beautiful cheese sticks, and I'm using Barilla pesto. It's a great pesto. If you can't make it at home, this is what you can get. If you can make it at home, of course, go for it. And what I like to do, I like to be very generous. I get a spoon and I spread the pesto everywhere, just on one puff pastry. When your puff pastry is covered, we are going to add pecorino or the parmigiano. We use pecorino in my house because Susanne loves pecorino. But you can use Parmesan cheese. Now you need to be very, 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 very generous and put the pecorino cheese everywhere. After the pecorino, we need to use a cheese that melts. I'm using provolone cheese because I love it, but you can use any other cheese that you like. And then you can put it on top of the puff pastry sheet. We want to make sure the pastry is covered. We don't want to see any pastry. It needs to be covered by the cheese. After we put the cheese everywhere, we want to cover it. I'm going to add very nice and finely sliced prosciutto. If you are vegetarian, don't worry about it, just don't use it. But I like to cover this with the prosciutto. When you put prosciutto everywhere, you smell it. If you're happy with the smell, we get the other piece of puff pastry that we wet with the extra virgin olive oil before, and we cover it. Cover it, put some baking paper on top, and then we want to put a baking paper on top, and then we want to use a rolling pin and make sure we make the two puff pastry and the ingredients together, stuck together. They have to become very nice and thin, and they have to stick together. Now we're gonna place the baking paper that we had on top of the pastry on top of a tray, so that we can put our twists on top of that. Now what I want to do, because it's very warm in here today, I want to put for about 5 minutes this pastry in the freezer, because we are in Australia and it's very hot today, very, very hot. So in the freezer for 5 minutes. Okay, I took it out of the fridge and now we need to cut it. What I'm using a pizza cutter. It makes it easier. You can use a knife, but with these guys, it will be much, much easier. So let's start cutting, and we want to cut about 1.5 inch, 3 centimeters. Now guys, this is important that you follow my instruction. Okay, start pulling from one side like this, and then we start on the other side, just to make sure the pastry is not stuck. See, we have a little bit of prosciutto stuck there. Be very gentle, and then we transfer this on the tray. And I'll show you how I twist it, the easy way. So we start by twisting the middle part like this, and then we move to the sides. Look how easy it is. It would be easier if we don't have prosciutto inside, but look how easy it is, even with the prosciutto. Look at that. Look at that. The first twist is done. And now do all of them the same way. Now we need to brush some eggs on top. So we want to break one egg in a bowl. The reason why we want to use the egg is because it gives the nice color to our beautiful cheese twists. I want you to get a brush and just put the eggs everywhere on top of your twists. These beautiful babies are now ready to go in the oven, but I like to add an extra ingredient. I like to use nuts, and in this case I like to use pistachio. So what I like to do, I like to grind the pistachio very finely, and then when it's finally grinded, I want to put it on top. You can use any other nuts. You can use macadamia, you can use walnut, anything you like. I just chose pistachio. And make sure you put it everywhere. These beautiful babies now can go in the oven at 200 Celsius, 400 Fahrenheit, for 30 minutes. What you do is the first 15 minutes you keep an eye. When it cooks on top, you turn it around and then you cook it for 10-15 more minutes when it's nice and brown. These babies are ready. These are not called cheese sticks or cheese twists. These are called cheesy twists. These are incredible. Now let's have a look if they are melting inside. Let's see how the cheese is. Let's get this one. Let's do the test. Let's see. Look at that. 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 It's melting. The cheese is melting. That's what we want to see. Look at that prosciutto. Now let's taste it and let's make sure it tastes the way we want this to taste. I get the pesto on my tongue. I like that the prosciutto is very delicate because it's wrapped in the cheese. I can feel the pastry is very nice and crispy, but at the same time is moist. And that pistachio gives the final touch to this amazing, I would say dinner, because for me, this is dinner. This is great. I love it. If I go to a dinner party, I'll bring this. Oh, I'm expecting this. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I will see you in the next Vincenzo's Plate video recipe. E ora si mangia. Vincenzo's Plate. Cheese twist deserves a nice song and dance. Io ballo il twist. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. El twist. Io ballo il twist. Yeah!